What is good, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to their PE Nintendo Switch news video. In addition to a discussion, I've got to break this down so you guys can understand exactly what Nintendo is doing here, or at least let's just try to use some logic. Instead of just going off of what you think, let's try to apply some logic to a situation. So let's first go ahead and get into the article that I'm talking about, and then applying that logic right afterwards. So there is a report that Nintendo is set to double Switch production. Doubling Switch production because they see that there is a big demand, okay? And it's funny because so many people just rushed out to make videos on this and just said whatever was on the top of their mind. So I'm definitely not gonna do that. I saw this article, I said I'm gonna think about it, I'm gonna look over a few things, and then I'm going to give a balanced opinion on the matter. So let's get into the article first. So, quote, Nintendo will double planned production of the Nintendo Switch console in the next financial year, according to an internal sources brief on the company's plans. So this is not 100% at this point. Some people are running with the story as if it's a 100% confirmed thing from Nintendo. It's not, okay? It's through internal sources. That's through another website here, okay? So a new report from the Wall Street Journal states that Nintendo will alter its manufacturing plans for the Nintendo Switch in the fiscal year ending March 2018. The Japanese company had initially planned to make 8 million Switch units, but that has been raised to 16 million. The change is due to better than expected demand for the hardware, which launched on March 3rd. According to the Wall Street Journal sources, the company believes it can sell more than 10 million units in the next fiscal year, following a launch month which it expects to ship 2.5 million units. So let's think about this first here, okay? So the first thing that we need to just say, because this is not a 100% fact from Nintendo, a lot of people are not talking about that. They're just saying, oh, it's a fact as if it came from Nintendo. No, it did not. So let's go ahead and put that into perspective first. Now, for the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking as if this is correct, not because I 100% believe this, because I don't always believe every single story that's put out there on the internet by these people. I remember there was a report from a highly reputable source that Nintendo was going to use Android as their operating system on the Nintendo Switch, and that was not the case. So let's go ahead and get into this. And I have seen many Western press, many gamers out there in the West say this could be potentially dumb that they're doing this. This is just the launch. The hype could fade off. Remember Wii U, blah, blah, blah. So let me just say this right now. The reason why Nintendo, if this is true, Nintendo would do this, because they have inside information, guys. They are on the inside. They know what games are coming. They know what's going on with their own business, and they understand the cost of manufacturing and what they're going to do in the first part of 2018. People like to compare Wii U as to why this could be a bad situation or a bad thing. Oh, well, the Wii U did this, so therefore they can't think it's going to be this high. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something here? This is a Nintendo 3DS, okay? This sold over 65 million units and counting. This is a Nintendo Switch, okay? I'm pretty sure that Nintendo was thinking about the success of this when they made this, okay? This is the Nintendo Switch. This is essentially what it is at its core. It is a portable that you can plug into a dock and play as a home console, but also plays as a fully functioning portable like a 3DS. So for all the people who continue to just bring up Wii U, Wii U, Wii U, is there a reason why you will not think Nintendo didn't think about this thing when they were making this thing? Because they are both portables, okay? One of them is a true hybrid though. You can play it on your TV just as a home console when you plug it into the dock, and it actually gets some benefits, better graphics, whatever the case is, boost from not having to run off of battery. So you have a power source, okay? So I don't understand why people keep on only bringing up Wii U when they talk about Nintendo Switch. Why? Let's move on to another thing, because this is something that I have to repeat myself over and over and over. People keep saying, well, Wii U had this, and they don't look at potentially why Nintendo is doubling production. Maybe because the 3DS sold well because it had games like Fire Emblem. Is there a Fire Emblem game coming to Nintendo Switch in 2018? Yes, there is. Maybe because it had games like Super Smash Brothers, which sold really well and helped boost system sales a lot. Looks like the Nintendo Switch is probably going to be getting a Super Smash Brothers game based on what Nintendo has said and based on some of the information that's out there. Nintendo works with Capcom, and this game that I'm about to talk about really helped push unit sales. Really did. I think there was 6 figures when it came to unit sales when this game launched, and that was Monster Hunter. You think Capcom and Nintendo, especially based on what Capcom said about the Nintendo Switch and how they're planning on bringing more games to it, and they actually helped Nintendo when it comes to putting more memory in there in order to get their games on there? Do you think that Nintendo and Capcom probably have a Monster Hunter planned for sometime in the next fiscal year? Yeah, I would think so, based on what Nintendo's doing to double production, because when this game drops, when there is a Monster Hunter on the Nintendo Switch, you know the demand is going to be very big in Japan, and American gamers and Western gamers in general are starting to come around to Monster Hunter and starting to buy the game as well. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate was one of the best-selling Western entries in the franchise. And lastly, don't you think that if Nintendo is doing something like this, they probably have this franchise lined up for the Nintendo Switch in the next year? Don't you think that they probably have that lined up at some point? People like to think that they know everything right off the bat based on what Nintendo has just said. There is information that Nintendo knows that we don't. There are games that they are playing that they know they're going to launch in whatever year, okay, and they know that the demand is going to be strong. To me, since they are doubling Switch production, I'm pretty sure that these games are already being planned for releases in 2017/2018. They want to have enough units shipped out there in order to meet the demand. 8 million units is good, but if you're launching Pokemon and Monster Hunter potentially in 2017, or even a Smash Brothers, okay, and even if you go towards 2018, if you're launching just the 4 games that I talked about, in addition to Mario, Splatoon, sustained sales from Zelda, ARMS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and more, you're probably going to need more units. Think about what Nintendo probably knows about their lineup and what games that they have coming up. Because third-party developers, when it comes to Japanese ones, and the Pokemon Company, they're going to be lining up games for this device. That is a fact, that they're going to be lining up games for this device. And Nintendo needs to make sure that they have enough units out there when that happens. The last thing you want is that Nintendo drops a new trailer for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch and it's launching, let's just say, early 2018, or it's launching late 2017, and all of a sudden you don't have enough Nintendo Switches to meet that demand. Or Capcom wants to release a new Monster Hunter shortly after E3, or let's just say early 2018, whatever the case is, and you don't have enough Nintendo Switches. Nintendo already has a stellar lineup of first-party content for 2017, but I would say it's a bit naive to think that we know everything about their lineup when it comes to 2017 and 2018. We just don't. Now, there are some people that are saying, oh, well, the only way that they can do this is based off of big third-party support from Western studios, and once again, I have to point at the Nintendo 3DS, and I'm pretty sure that most people who are PS4 and Xbox One fans, they do not need 3 systems between PC, PS4, Xbox One to play the same games like Overwatch that they've already purchased on their PS4 and Xbox One or PC. Look, guys, I like third-party games too. I mean, they're okay. Look, I have Overwatch. I have a bunch of them over there. But let's just be honest here. People are going to buy the Nintendo Switch for exclusives like Pokemon, like Monster Hunter, like Bravely Default or Project Octopath Traveler, like Zelda. These are the games that are going to push a lot of people out there to buy the Nintendo Switch first and foremost. Obviously, third-party support when it comes to Western developers can help, and they're going to get some like NBA 2K, Skyrim, stuff like that. But that is not going to be the driving force behind their system. It's going to be the games that I mentioned. It's going to be them getting critically acclaimed scores like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild did. Because if you look at the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and if you look at the launch of the Wii U, and you compare those two, okay, outside of the Nintendo 3DS, you look at those, and the Wii U had big third-party games like Madden, like COD, like FIFA. It had all of these third-party games, yet the Nintendo Switch launch absolutely crushed it with one game, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, in addition to some smaller exclusives that you couldn't find on other platforms. That says something, guys. I also think the portability factor is something that's going to be big for Nintendo. It's something different that you can't get on your PS4, Xbox One, and all that. So it kind of seems like I'm a broken record at times. Every time I go on Twitter and I see people who bring this stuff up, they fail to actually look and just like notice that Nintendo probably, you know, made the Nintendo Switch a hybrid because they saw that this thing sold more than the Wii U, and one of the big things about this thing is that it's portable. So this thing, they wanted it to be portable, but they also want it to where you can play comfortably at home, unlike this thing to where you need to play it on the small screen. You can't play it in better like resolution, whereas this you can. So they made a hybrid in order to satisfy both of their customers, their home console and their portable. Alright guys, so that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninjas for the next video. Peace.